So we are going to use our chair just a little bit to start with our tennis ball. So if you like, grab your tennis ball. We'll start with our hands. We'll do a little bit of work in the face. We'll do a little work in the hamstrings, and then we'll work our way down onto the ground. But start in a sort of a tabletop position with the ball underneath your hand. And we're just going to draw some gentle circles in one direction. And then draw some circles, go the other way. Nice. And then take it between the pinky finger and the ring finger, do the little splits. And release, take it to the ring finger, the middle finger, do splits. And release, take it to the middle finger and the index finger, do the splits. And release, and then take it to the webby part of the thumb, and then just push in just as much as you like you can lean into it a little bit, soften the tissue around the hand, take a nice big breath. Beautiful, and then release, come back to the palm, just give a couple of gentle circles just to kind of soothe the whole hand out. Nice, and then take it over to the other hand, just some gentle circles to start, going in one direction. And then take those circles and go the other way. Beautiful, and then between the pinky and the ring finger, give the splits. And then ring finger, middle finger, do the splits. Middle finger, index finger, do the splits. And then up into that webby part of the thumb and just put as much pressure on as you like. Take a nice deep breath. Awesome, and then lift up and just draw a couple of extra circles on that hand just to kind of soothe it all out. Nice, and then when you're ready, lift yourself on up, sit your butt down. We're gonna sit fairly close to the edge of the chair, and we're gonna take the left leg across the right into a little bit of a figure 4 position. And then you're just gonna kind of test the water, see how that feels, if you can place your elbow onto the inner thigh. So it's actually gonna be a 2-for-1 special. You'll get a little hip stretch and we'll work the face, but just make sure that this feels comfortable to the knee and to the hip. If that elbow there doesn't work for you, you might consider just stepping the leg off. But now we want to cradle our ball in our hand and then start down at the chin, working up the jawline. So we're just going to draw some circles, working your way up. And then just check again, make sure that your knee and your hip feel okay with this. And then I'm not going to go deep on this side just because of the microphone, but you're going to cradle that ball in your hand and you're just going to put a nice generous press as you press up the cheekbone, up the jawline to the cheekbone. So you're just going to put as much pressure on as you like, working up and then working right back down. And then you can let your head turn or you can move it manually with your hand. So you find the position that works for you there, just working through those muscles along the face. Cool, and then you're gonna take it to that place right where the jaw has that little hinge, find that little space and then just push the ball into that space and then rest. And then if you like, you'll make little tiny wiggles with the jaw, but only if that feels good. Awesome, and then when you're ready, lift yourself on up, lift that top leg off, take a second to swish that out, and then we're gonna take it to the other side. So you're gonna bring your leg into that figure 4 position first, see if that feels good, elbow to the knee or the inner thigh. And then once you've got your way there, you're starting down at the chin, and you're just gonna draw some circles or work your way up the jawline in any way that you like. Nice, and then you're gonna just cup that ball in your hand and either you're gonna move your head or you're gonna move your hand and you're just gonna work from the jawline up to the cheekbone. Beautiful, and then you're gonna find that little hingy part of your jaw and then press the ball in, maybe give a second to let it relax. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, you'll just do little wiggles with your jaw. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, help lift that leg off. And now we're going to work into the hamstrings. We're going to use the chair to do so. So you'll reposition yourself in any way that works for the chair that you're working in. But we want to find a way that we can place the ball underneath the back of the thigh. And you want to find that nice, thick, meaty part in the back of the thigh. So just kind of feel around, set that ball into place, and then let your thigh kind of relax over the ball for a second. And then just see if you need to readjust. If there's anything that's not feeling good or right, you'll reposition the ball. But if it's all feeling good, you're just going to start a little hinge of the knee. And just find a nice tall upright seat and then just tune in and notice. Notice how the ball feels in the back of the leg. Cool. Now the next time you lift that leg, stay lifted, and we're just going to rotate internally and rotate externally. So we're going to keep the ball underneath the thigh and just keep a nice straight leg position, turn the toes in and turn the toes out. Beautiful. One more in and out. And then you're going to bring that foot to neutral, lower it down with control. And then with whatever handhold is going to work for you, you're just going to kind of lift your butt up away from the floor. And now you're going to slide over the ball. So you're going to glide yourself forward and back. You might glide in circles, but what we want to do is just kind of work the ball through the back of the thigh. Beautiful. One more roll forward and back. And then when you're ready, sit your butt down, lift your leg up, and we're going to switch. So taking that ball underneath the other thigh, and get it in a good position. So it's finding a nice meat of the muscles back there. Lower your thigh onto the ball. Take a second to let the thigh muscles relax. And then keeping a nice tall lifted position, bend and straighten that leg. And then just tune in and notice. Notice the muscles in the back of the leg. Nice. And then the next time that foot stays lifted, keep it lifted and then into that internal external rotation with the foot. Beautiful. One more time each side. And then when you're ready, lower that foot down, hand hold in any way that works for you. And you're just going to glide yourself along that ball. So just moving around in any way that works. With each of us, our chair is going to be a little different and the proportions of our body on the chair are going to be a little different. So you just might have to arrange yourself in a way that works good for you. Nice. Take one more glide forward and back. And then when you're ready, sit your butt down, lift up, take that ball out from underneath you. And now you can move your chair completely out of the way if you like, but we're going to come down onto the ground and sit onto our butt. And we're going to work through our calves. So set your butt down, take your ball, place it under the meatiest part, so the nice thick portion of your calf muscle, and then just give a second to let the tissue relax. Let your muscles relax around the ball. Take a nice deep breath. And then just start to bring a little point and flex the foot. And then you'll notice, especially if you've got the ball right in that place where the muscles kind of intertwine, you might feel there's a little shift side to side. So just tune in and notice. Notice that movement of muscle. Notice the ball underneath you. Great. One more point and flex of the foot. And then repositioning your left leg so that it's just slightly out of the way. We're going to start to do that little toe drag. So we're going to turn the toe in and then turn the toe out and just work through the back side of that calf. Nice. One more time each side. And then bring it back to center. You're going to lift up slightly and then move the ball way down. So we want to find that lower part of the calf muscle right about where it meets the ankle joint, and then set your leg straight, soften the muscles. And then we're going to come back to that toe drag, but it's going to be a smaller maneuver. So it's a turn of the foot in and out, but it's going to be a less range of motion just because of that smaller position of the leg. Nice. One more turn in and out. And then we're going to reposition one more time. So either you're going to come into the middle between the thickest part and the ankle, or to the top. You're going to feel out which one you like better, but you're going to place that ball in position and then give a second. Let the muscles soften. Give a little point and flex of the foot. Make sure it feels like it's in a good position. And then if it feels like it's in a good position, away we go, turning in and turning out, and just staying in the range of motion so that the ball stays trapped underneath your calf. Nice. One more little turn in and out. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift up and we're going to take it all the way over to the other side. So you're going to place that ball under the medius part of the calf muscle. Let your muscles relax. And then take it into a little point and flex of the foot. Awesome. One more point and flex of the foot. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it into that toe drag. So we're just going to turn in and turn out and just kind of smooth that ball underneath the back of the calf. Nice. One more turn in and out. And then when you're ready, we're going to reposition. So we're going to move that ball down towards the ankle joint. So we want to place it so that it's in the muscle tissue, but it's really nice and close to the ankle. And then just give your muscles a second to relax. Awesome. And then right to that toe drag. So now it's going to be a smaller maneuver, turning the toe in and turning the toe out and keeping that ball trapped underneath the muscle. Nice. One more turn in and out. And then bring it back to center, and then we'll reposition. So you choose your own adventure here. Do you want it in the middle place between the thickest part of the calf and the ankle, or a little closer to the top where it meets the knee joint? So you just choose which one you feel like would feel better, and then put it in place, soften the muscles, and give yourself a second. And then give a little point and flex of the foot just to make sure it feels like it's in a good position. And then once you feel like you're there, turn in and turn out and just drag that ball along the back of the leg. Nice. One more little drag side to side. And then we're going to grab that ball and we're going to work to the inside of that right knee. So you're going to take the ball in your left hand. Right hand's going to press on the outside of the knee. Left hand with the ball is going to press to the inside of the knee. So that muscle that we've been talking about all morning long, finding that muscle to the inside of the knee, and you're just going to put a light press on and then start to draw some circles. So the outer hand is just giving a little counterbalance so you can hold the leg in place. And then the inner hand is drawing nice, generous circles with that ball, going in one direction. And then draw some circles, go the other way. Beautiful. Now we're going to switch positions. So you're going to take the ball into the other hand. Left hand's going to come to the inside of the knee, and we're going to take it to the outer muscle, push in and draw some circles in one direction. Push in and draw your circles the other way. Wonderful. And now we're going to work up the outside of the thigh. So like your ball is a little doorknob, you're going to push in, turn the doorknob, push in, turn the doorknob the other way. And then we're just going to work our way up the outer edge of the thigh. So we're working into the IT band, only putting as much pressure on as feels good. And then just depending on your clothes or what you're wearing, you might find a little drag of your clothes, or you might feel a little drag of the skin. And the drag of the skin is awesome because that's getting into that connective tissue there. So we're pushing in, giving a little twisty turn, and then pushing in and twisting the other way. Nice. Take one more time up and down, or just kind of even yourself out, whatever that means to you on this side. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the knee, right hand to the inside, pushing in, and then drawing some circles in one direction. And then drawing those circles the other way. Nice. And then switch your hand hold. So take your ball over to the other side. Now the right hand's in the inner thigh, and we're taking it to the outer muscle and pressing in, drawing circles. And then draw those circles the other way. Great. And then when you're ready, take it into that doorknob turn. So we push in and rotate and push in and rotate the other way. And we're just going to work up and down the outer edge of that thigh. Nice. And then when you feel ready, work your way up and down one last time. Cool. Now we're going to take the ball and we're going to take it back over to the right side, but now we're going to place it under the glute. So you're going to lift your bum up, set that ball underneath you, and then give a second to kind of let it all settle in. Extend your leg long or bend the knee. That'll be totally up to you. You'll control how much weight and pressure you put on, but see if you can just for a second, let the butt muscles soften. Take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're just going to start to draw some circles. So you're going to lift your butt up just to the right amount so that you're putting pressure on the muscle tissue, but enough that you can control, draw circles in one direction, go anywhere really that you like. If you notice any zingers or really hot spots, you'll want to stay off of those places, maybe move adjacent to them, work around the area a little bit, and then move on. Cool. And then see if you can come back to that middle part of your bum. Settle the ball underneath your butt. Let the muscle tissue soften again. Keep your leg extended now. If it was bent, straighten it out. And then we're just going to give a little external rotation and then internal rotation. So we're going to turn the toes out and turn the toes in. Beautiful. And then bring your foot to center and just a little point and flex of your foot. Nice. One more point and flex of that foot. And then lean off, take that ball out from underneath you, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So you're going to place it under that left butt, extend your leg long, walk your right leg in, let everything have a moment or two to soften. And then if it feels good, start to lift your butt up and just draw some circles. Go in one direction, move anywhere that feels good. If you're finding any really hot spots, stay off of them and just work alongside of them. Nice. And then when you're ready, find that middle stick part of your bum, lower your butt back down, settle over that ball, and then take it down to the leg. So we're internal, external rotating the foot. Beautiful. And then bring your foot to neutral and just give a nice point and flex of the foot. Awesome. And then when you're ready, foot comes to a neutral position, lean off that ball. We're going to roll our way down to the ground. So with knees bent, roll your way down. We're going to lift the hips up and then we're going to slide the ball underneath the low back. So we're going to find that kind of soft tissue. We're going to stay off the spine. We're going to be about 2 to 3 inches out to the right. So we're going to find that soft tissue and then just see if you can settle your back over the ball. Let your back soften a little bit. Make sure it feels like it's comfortable. So we're not on a bony landmark. We should be in soft tissue there. And then once you feel like you've found that soft tissue and you're able to relax the back muscles, we're going to take our legs with that bent knee position. Right knee is just going to drop out to the side and then pull the right knee back in. So think of it as sort of a reverse fire hydrant. Knee drops out to the side and then the knee draws back in, and do that about 3 more times. Beautiful. And then the next time your knee comes up, left foot's going to stay on the ground. We're going to pick that right knee up, see if you can catch a little handhold, and then draw that knee in circles, go in one direction. And again, just tune in for a second, make sure that feels safe and comfortable underneath you. There should be sensation, but no shooting pain. So if anything feels out of sorts, you might want to reposition the ball. But if everything is feeling good, draw that knee in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then release that foot down to the ground. And now we're going to push into the feet so we can lift up slightly. And then just take a little rock of your hips side to side. So you're just kind of taking that ball, dragging it over about 2 inches and then 2 inches the other way. My dog is in here and he's just like going ham, scratching his back on the floor. So if you hear him making his weird little sounds, he kind of looks like us, but he's making a lot more noise. Okay, lift your hips up, grab that ball, and we're going to place it over to the other side. So we're going to place that ball on the left side in that soft tissue along the low back. Let your back settle down. Take a second to make sure it feels like it's in a good position. You can soften those muscles. And then if all is feeling good, keep the right knee bent and the left knee is going to drop out to the side and then pull that knee back up. And right away, you might notice if you need to reposition the ball, take the time to do it. But if it feels like it's in a good place, drop the knee out and pull it in, and about 2 more there, just like that. Cool. And then if it feels good to do so, you're going to pick that left knee up, a light hand hold to that knee, draw your knee in circles, go in one direction. And then draw your knee in circles, go the other way. And then when you're ready, set that foot down, plant your feet into the ground, lift your hips up slightly, and then just take a little swish of the hips side to side. So now you're moving that ball about 2 to 3 inches one side and then the other. And again, we want to stay off the bony landmark. So we don't want the ball on the spine and we don't want it on the hip bones directly. One more little swish side to side. Nice. And then lift your hips up, move that ball out. We're going to pass it over to the other side and we're going to start to work up the muscles along the side of the spine. So you're just going to move it on up about 2 or 3 inches, soften your back over the ball. Give a second, just notice how everything feels. We're just going to take 3 drops to the knee. So it's on the right side, right knee is going to drop out and pull in, drop out and pull in, and then push into your feet, lift your hips up, move that ball up a little further. So now we're probably getting a little closer to the ribs. Lower your butt down, let your back soften. And now you're going to tune in. So you're going to let the knee drop out. You might not notice a big amount of movement or a lot of work going on there. And now take your right arm, reach it up and overhead, take a nice big generous circle. One more circle around in this direction. And then take your circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then just lean slightly over onto your left side. We're going to reach under, move the ball and up. So now you're getting closer to the shoulder blade area. So we're still in that muscle that runs up along the length of the spine, but now getting into that shoulder girdle as well. Give your back a second, let it settle onto the ball. First, tune in with your right knee. So we're just going to drop the knee out to the side, pull it back up and in. You might notice a little bit of a change there. And then we're going to take it into the arm. So top arm is going to reach up, circle around, 2 more circles in that direction. Nice. And then take those big circles, go the other direction. Beautiful. And then roll over onto your left, reach under, grab that ball. Now we're going to replace it. Now we're getting really high up into the shoulder area now. So you might be in between the shoulder blades, and then just give a second, let everything settle in. And now we're going to take it to that right knee. Right knee is going to drop out to the side, pull it back up and in, and then take it into that right arm. Big giant circles going in one direction. Nice. And then take those circles and go the other way. Beautiful. And then we're going to move that ball up one last time. So now we're going to get up super high up towards the top of the shoulder. So get up into that big, thick muscle in the top of the shoulder just as high as you can. And it might mean you roll slightly onto the right so that you can really let the muscle settle around the ball. So lean into it just as much as you can. And then with that right arm, just take a couple of snow angel arms. So just lifting the arm up and then lowering it towards your hip. Beautiful. One more lower up and down. And then we're going to move that ball out from underneath us all together and then just give a second. Let your back settle in, let your shoulders soften, and then just notice. Notice how one side might feel a little different than the other. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it over to the other side. So you're going to lift your hips up. You're going to place that ball moving up the left side. We're going to start low. So a little bit away from that low back area, starting to work the muscles that run up the spine. Soften your back over the ball. Make sure it's not on the spine itself. Give a second. And then we're going to take it to that left knee. So the knee is going to drop out and pull it back in. Knee drops out. Pull it back in. One more there. Knee drops out. Pull it back in. Beautiful. And then just take that left arm, reach it up nice and high. One nice big arm circle with that arm. And one nice big arm circle the other way. Cool. And then lean onto your right. Lift up, move that ball on up. So maybe moving up about 2 inches or so. But again, we're going to stay on that muscle that runs along the spine. Give a second to let everything soften. And then take it to that left knee. Let it drop out just one time. Pull it back in. And then 3 big arm circles with the left arm, circling in one direction. And then circle the other way. Awesome. And then lean onto your right, move that ball on up about 2 or 3 inches. Now we're coming up probably closer to the ribs area. So we're still in that muscle texture that runs along the spine, but now we're moving up into that rib cage area. Left knee drops out one time, pull it back up and in, and then back to those arm circles. Left arm circles around. Beautiful. And then circle it the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift up, move it on up. So now we're in the shoulder blades. So we're getting higher up into that shoulder area. Make sure it feels like it's in a good position. Soften the muscles around the ball. Left knee drops out one time. Pull it back up and in. And then find those big circles with the arm again, circling in one direction. Awesome. And then circle the other way. Beautiful. And then roll over onto your right. And now we're going to move that ball up one last time. So we're going to get it nice and high up into the shoulder. So again, we want to find that thick, meaty, muscly part of the shoulder, put it in place. And then that might mean you lean into it just a little bit further. So you might be leaning onto your left just a little bit. And then just take a second to let the muscle soften. And then we're just going to take some snow angel arms. So we're lifting up and lowering down. Beautiful. One more time, up and down. And then lean off, grab that ball. We're going to place it underneath the skull to the right side. So you might hold that ball in place with your right hand, a little slightly off to the side. So somewhere between the ear and the back of the skull. So that middle place where the skull ridge is. And then once you've got it in place, we're going to draw little tiny 1-inch circles in the air with the nose. So you're holding the ball in place with your hand. You're letting your head rest comfortably on the ball with just as much pressure as feels good. Draw tiny little circles. And then reverse directions, go the other way. Awesome. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, place the ball over onto the other side. So about that midpoint between the ear and the back of the skull, lay your head on, make sure it's on that skull ridge. So it's not on the soft tissue of the neck. Hold it in place with your hand and then draw those little tiny 1-inch circles in the air with your nose, go in one direction. And then draw those tiny little circles, go the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, release that ball from underneath your head, lower your head onto the ground, bring your arms into anatomical position. So about 45 degrees away from the body, palms facing up. And we're just going to turn the head side to side. Beautiful. One more turn of the head side to side. And then we're going to slowly start to find our way up to a standing position so that we can work through the bottom of the feet to finish. So take your time as you come on up. But if you like, leave your ball on the ground. And we're just going to take a second or two just to roll through the bottom of the feet. So place one foot on the ball and just start to give a nice good push as you let your body weight move with you. So you're going to sort of rock yourself forward, pushing all the way to the heel and then dragging it back and letting your body weight put as much pressure onto the ball. So think big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and pinky toe. Nice. Give me one or two more good rolls to the bottom of that foot. Awesome. And then when you're ready, take it over to the other foot. Place it underneath, maybe a soft roll just to get it started, and then lean in and let your body weight move with you. Nice. Take one more good roll through the bottom of the foot. And then step your foot off, both feet on the ground about hip or shoulder distance apart. Take a nice big breath. Reach both arms up. Notice how your shoulders feel. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down towards the ground. Let your hands find the floor with as much bend in the backs of your knees as feels right. Soften the back of your neck. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift from the soles of your feet. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll your way back up to a standing position, nice and strong from your navel center. Take a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders just to notice how they feel. Man, you guys did awesome work today. Woo! You guys are amazing.